All right. Just check Boxing Scene. Has a new pound for pound list out, and Monster Inoue is number one. Think they're trying to tap into the Japanese market? I think they are. But the sad thing is that Terence Crawford, who is clearly the pound for pound best fighter in the world through accomplishments, skills, and otherwise, is listed at number 4. Let's talk about this ridiculousness, and man, please get away from Bob Arum in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Also, we have the new channel memberships up on the channel. So if you are a member of the live stream community and the Patreon, or specifically the live stream community and OG Bison Talk, make sure you join the channel membership. Your comments will get read right away in the OG Bison Talk and in the weekly streams, just like it's a super chat. Thank you guys so much for your support. Make sure you come to OG Bison Talk, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. On Sunday, OG Bison Talk on Sunday, 8 a.m. with my co-hosts KQKC, Blood Boxing, Trap House Boxing, and Curtis Anderson. All right, man, let's get to this. Sorry for bumbling over the intro. Look, pound for pound is just, it's an opinion. First and foremost, it's an opinion. I have my opinion. You have your opinion. Somebody else has another opinion. You have different criteria that you have for your opinion. But at a certain point in time, man, patterns start to show. I had no doubt in my mind that Boxing Scene and several other outlets were on their way to naming Monster Inoue the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, over Vasily Lomachenko, the former darling of their eyes, over Canelo Alvarez, who, if it wasn't for the fact that he was blatantly on performance-enhancing drugs, I mean, if he wasn't blatant with it, I would have it number one pound for pound based on the fact that the guy is an excellent, excellent fighter. Oh, and by the way, blatantly, in my opinion, he was on performance-enhancing drugs because, he also tested positive for it. If it wasn't for that, I would say, man, this guy's a great fighter. Yeah, I mean, how can you say that he's not accomplished a lot in the sport? But over Canelo Alvarez, over Lomachenko, but over Terence Crawford. Now, Terence Crawford for me, now we go back and forth, with Woolbag, go back and forth with Drink More Water. I go back and forth with Terence Crawford, major Terence Crawford fans all the time. I think Errol Spence Jr. will beat him in the fight. That's talking about the welterweights, okay? But as far as what he can do in the ring, what he's accomplished in the ring, come on, man. Come on. You just be real. He is he's one of the only two people to actually unify a division, the whole division. He's won belts at 135. He's won belts at 147. He was the best at 135. He was the best at 140. And people can make an argument that he's the best at 147 if he would fight somebody at 147. But skill-wise, he can literally do it all. There are no major flaws in this guy, man. There's no major flaws. You can look at Monster Inoue and see his flaws. He fights with his chin straight up in the air. He pulls straight back from punches. All his punches are the same speed. He's a talented fighter that fights in weight divisions that are completely hold out. Do you realize that I think he won a weight at 105? He won a championship at either 105, 108, or 112, right? He won at least two of those divisions because I think he skipped 115 to go to 118. You realize there's only 250 fighters? This in my Boxing Nerd series. There's only 250 fighters in the world at minimum weight. And there's only 500 fighters in the world that fight at 108. There's not anybody in the weight class at all. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. There's more people at welterweight than there are in those 3 weight classes combined. But hey, man, let's just treat all weight classes like they're the same. And they're not. There's only 13 pounds separating 5 weight classes. Come, man, dude, there's 15 pounds separating cruiserweight from light heavyweight from cruiserweight. One weight class. There's one weight class that has more pound separation than 5 weight classes at the beginning, and there aren't even any fighters in those weight classes. How many 5'1", 105-pound fighters do you think grown? First of all, how many 5'1", 105 grown men do you think there are in the world, period? But even if they're in of that small percentage, how many are boxing? It's absolutely ridiculous. But I know what it's about. It's about getting into the Japanese market. It's about having people watch, it's about the amount of money that can be spent with fights and televising fights in Japan. It's about having people having access to that market of fight fans and opening up that market of fight fans. So people use pound for pound lists as a marketing mechanism. And then and from there, fight fans start acting as if, the fake snobby fight fans then start acting as if they actually know who these guys are. Like they actually know who Tanaka is, right? As if they've ever actually watched the Wolf fight. You know what I mean? As if these guys actually have people, very many high-level fighters at those weight classes to fight at all. But this is about Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford, please get away with Top Rank, man. Please get away from Top Rank, because at the very Terence Crawford, and this is me really wanting Terence Crawford to get his due. I know Terence Crawford's a better fighter than Monster Inoue. I know it. Monster Inoue knows it. Monster Inoue's mama knows it. Anybody that's out here putting Monster Inoue as the number 1 pound for pound, they know it too. That is, like I said in the last video, the fact that nobody can make an argument, would make an argument, I've not even heard one, that Monster Inoue is literally a better fighter in technique and talent than Terence Crawford. They always point to how many weight classes people won in 5 weight classes that are separated by 13 pounds and have 700 fighters in it at all. And that in the 700 fighters are including people who have records of 0-1 and 0-1-0. Go to BoxRec. There's multiple pages of fighters of those 250 people that roughly 250 people that have records of 0-1-2, 0-1-1, 0-6-8. You know what I mean? They have a bunch of them have less than 10 fights. But the only way that Terence Crawford is going to get the due that Terence Crawford deserves is if he goes the Andre Ward way, if he goes the Floyd Mayweather Jr. way. And that is, you just have to beat the best fighters out there and fighters that are clearly the best out there so that you can get the credit and they can't keep it from you. That's the only way. If you look at with Floyd Mayweather Jr. Was demoted from number 5. First of all, he didn't get there when he deserved it as soon as Roy Jones Jr. lost to Tarver, right? But had Manny Pacquiao, even though Manny Pacquiao had beaten the same guys that Floyd Mayweather Jr. had beaten, although he had lost multiple times, very good fighter, it was Manny Pacquiao over him. And Floyd really never got there until he wound up probably till he beat Manny Pacquiao on a lot of people's lists. And even then they looked for a reason they hated giving it to him. Andre Ward had it taken away from him for inactivity, and he had to actually beat Sergey Kovalev twice to get it, even though HBO had said, this is going to be for the pound for pound. The winner of this fight between Sergey Kovalev and Andre Ward, the first fight, is for pound for pound. Now, Sergey Kovalev, although Sergey Kovalev was bigger than Andre Ward, and Andre Ward was moving up in weight, for some reason, Sergey Kovalev was fighting for pound against him. But what happens when Andre Ward beats Sergey Kovalev? They don't name him number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world. They don't name it. They don't name him that. Even though he ain't lost a fight since he was 12 years old, he's clearly has beaten more top level fighters than anybody else. they still would not give that dude the respect that he deserved until he knocked out Sergey Kovalev again, right? And then for the little bit of time that he was out there before he retired, he was the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. Although this guy has not lost a fight since he was 12. An Olympic gold medalist has fewer amateur losses than Vasily Lomachenko, went undefeated for considerably longer than Vasily Lomachenko, but yet had to do, they fought tooth and nails to keep this dude off of a pound for pound list. Terence Crawford's going to have to do the same thing if that's what his goal is. And if he wants to be recognized as that, he's going to have to beat Sean Porter. He's going to have to beat Errol Spence. He's going to have to move up to 154 pounds and beat J-Rock or Charlo. And he might have to move up to 160 pounds. He might have to move up to 160 pounds and beat Deverenchenko or somebody like that. But that's how hard it's going to be for him to get this recognition, because these people are going to value the potential market influence of Japan and Asia over the actual accomplishments of an American fighter who, in the words of Bob Arum, can't sell outside of Omaha, Nebraska. That's the mentality that his own promoter has. And you can't tell me that these marketing mechanisms that are passing as journalists don't think the same thing. Anyway, that's my thought on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. Also, man, keep your eye out on for the Boxing Nerd series. They're not going to be videos that are going to get a lot of views, but they really are going to be things that I enjoy talking about from an extremely boxing nerdish point of view. And with that, I'm out. Peace.